Network.
Well, the Staples Center in Los Angeles, the backdrop. Tonight, the Raw Women's Championship will be on the line as Charlotte defends her title against Sasha Banks. The Boss looking to make the Queen bow down, while the Nature Girl looks to silence all the doubters once and for all. It's Sasha, Charlotte for the women's title tonight.
Oh, and Chris Jericho openly mocking that 70s show buddies Ashton Kutcher and Danny Masterson. So both actors are headed to Raw to confront the Ayatollah of rock and roll. Now, we're wondering, will Jericho make Kutcher and Masterson feel like idiots for coming to the Staples Center? We're going to find out tonight on Raw.
Man, Seth Rollins has had a rough go at things since his return from ACL surgery, but Michael Cole's going to get some answers tonight as he sits down with the architect in an exclusive one-on-one interview with Seth.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Raw Pre Show starts right now. Oh, baby, this is it. We made it, folks. Another week in the books. Welcome aboard here on the Raw Pre-Show, my friends. I'm Scott Stanford, as always, joined by this Hall of Fame panel of, you guessed it, Hall of Famers. She is your four-time women's champ and the owner of more lucha masks than she knows what to do with. She is the one, the only, Lita.
We have so much to talk about tonight. The women are doing it in the main event. And you guys, let's get talking about things now. Use your hashtag Raw Pre-Show.
And just a few minutes ago, 2 to be exact, this gentleman told me it's okay to be ugly, but he thinks I'm overdoing it a bit. He is Jerry the King Lawler.
Yes, and listen, we want to say a special congratulations because Scott is celebrating his 18th wedding anniversary.
Oh,
that's
thanks,
true.
Thank
He used to be a man about town. Now he's just a mouse around the house. He put a ring on her finger. She put one through his nose. Is it true your parakeet gets to talk more around the house than you do now, Scott?
I can't even argue with any of those things.
That's what I thought.
And ladies and gentlemen, when Sylvester Stallone is writing a new movie called The Unexpendables, he is, of course, writing about this best-selling author.
You know what?
Booker T.
I'm available for that. I'm available for that. Hey, guys, I've made sure I dress for the occasion. Staples Center, you know, all the stars come out. You know, it's always a huge, huge night. But let me tell you something. All you guys, you're coming to our house. This is the WWE. We're the stars here, baby.
Well, listen, what is it, Lita, about the bright lights of Hollywood that makes the superstars of WWE just bring that game up even an extra 5 notches?
I mean, there's some buildings that just do that to you. I think we can kind of consider Staples Center the MSG of the West.
Epicenter, you know, of entertainment.
And I
You know
mean,
what I
if
mean?
those days don't fly by before going to that live show on Raw, having it be early out there, you know, losing 3 hours, it really puts that fire under your tube.
And you know what gets the superstars all psyched up at the Staples Center?
that?
You guys have got to admit, catering backstage before the show. All the stars come out. I remember last time we were there, there was Paul Stanley of Kiss, had his son going around having a picture made with all the superstars. There was, Owen Wilson.
You meant the food. No, but there's all,
Oh, the
everyone's
food, of
hanging
course,
out
the
back
food.
there.
But all
Yeah,
the
getting
stars
pictures
love to
of
come and
them.
hang out,
Where
get
you
the
going?
pictures made. I mean, Kevin Hart was
I
there.
was wondering where he was going.
Snoop Dogg was there last
Snoop
time. I
Dogg
mean,
was there.
it's a great Hollywood
the
atmosphere.
Marky Mark always shows up.
Marky Mark.
With the Funky Bunch.
Yes.
No, with the kids, actually. All right, but I have a question for you guys. Who runs the world?
The Spice Girls.
I mean, well, girls.
Girls,
Or
girls in general,
The
you're right.
women tonight, actually, in a history-making main event with the ultimate prize on the line. Sasha Banks and Charlotte will battle it out on Raw tonight.
And, Book, here's my question for you, my friend. You know, Charlotte continues to show the WWE Universe that she will do anything and continues to come out on top of the game.
You know, I've been getting a whole lot of flack on Twitter, you know, because I've really been putting, you know, Sasha in a position where I think she should be. Charlotte, where I think she should be. And that's at the top rung.
Yes.
She is just that good. I mean, she is genetically inclined. She does have the DNA. I mean, she's, you know, fallen under perhaps the greatest, you know, mind in this business, her dad, Ric Flair, you know what I mean? So take nothing away from her, and she's the champion for a reason. You go back to SummerSlam, that was no fluke. I mean, that was a victory that she had to pull out of her back pocket. And I'm going to tell you right now, Sasha, she didn't go out there handcuffed or anything. She went out there fully ready and armed to battle. Now, take nothing away from Sasha Banks. She's good. Sometimes she's real good. But tonight, she's going to have to be perfect to go out there and actually pull this thing off. Can she do it? Definitely think she can, especially after that loss at SummerSlam. Mind got to be totally right and ready to go.
Yeah, you know, I mean, I feel like there's no doubt that these women will, you know, as we say, put on a good match. But I don't know that either of those women care about that. The real prize is walking out with that title. And, you know, Sasha's at the disadvantage. She's really going to have to step up tonight to take that title from Charlotte.
Take it.
Well, you know what? That's one of the things about Charlotte. I mean, she is cool, cunning, and collected, and she dictated the terms of this title rematch. That's why it's tonight here in Hollywood, where all the stars, if you want to be honest about it, all the stars are actually turning out to see Charlotte. I mean, she is that impressive. 12-0. 12. Who else could say they're 12-0 at pay-per-views?
You know, and that is a very, very impressive record. But the one time that Sasha was able to get that title was the very first Raw in the new brand extension, and it was Sasha's night that night. So,
well, I got a lot of respect for Sasha Banks,
Sasha's
but
night.
it could be, but I doubt it.
Well, listen, Book, if you're Sasha tonight, do you go it alone, or do you bring somebody out there with you to help neutralize Dana Brooke?
I'm going to tell you something. I look at Sasha, and I can honestly, truly tell you, I mean, I've talked to her. She's a renegade, man. She's out there, you know, on her own. She wants to go out there and prove it to the world. Like she said, she's been wanting this since she was a little bitty girl. You know what I mean? She's been watching, you know, WWE for so long, and now she finds herself right in the midst of it. I mean, talking about not just in the midst, but in a top, pretty much a main event matchup. This is a main event anywhere.
In a main event, not pretty much.
But are you trying to say she's got no friends, that nobody would go out there and have her back?
You know, I don't think that's what it's about. Like I say, me personally, I'm one of those, you know, guys that say, go out there and do it on your own. This ain't a business that you can have a whole lot of friends if you want to make it to the top, if you want to, you know, create your own destiny, if you want to become a Hall of Fame leader. I'm sure you ain't got too many girlfriends.
Whoa.
I mean, you talk about Trish. I mean, you guys had a camaraderie probably now, but back in the day when you guys were going back and forth at it, you know, you guys didn't have time to be friends.
Absolutely. I mean, our friendship did build on the backside,
yes.
right? Because when we were in there fighting for it, we were fighting for the same thing. And friendships within the business, they cause a problem. So no, as your inadvertent question, I do not see Bayley coming out there with Sasha as like a good old friend. You know, that's not what this is about.
You know something? Sasha, Charlotte, it's going to be a hot night for them.
Yes, it is.
But I'm going to tell you, somebody else is going to be hot. Seth Rollins.
Oh,
Seth Rollins is going to be pretty hot at one man. The Ayatollah of rock and roller, because if it wasn't for Chris Jericho putting, you know, I said it before, putting his nose in business that don't concern him.
That's his specialty.
You know, that come from the Beverly Hills Cop movie back in the day. I really, honestly, truly believe that
48 hours.
Seth Rollins is down, but totally, truly, Seth Rollins is not out. He's been talking about it on Twitter. We got something from him.
What's he been saying?
Yeah.
Take a look.
Wrestling hurt, but that's part of the price paid to live a dream. Crushed ribs or not, I'll be back L.A. next week. Ready for a fight. That's what Seth Rollins is all about. This guy's going to come back. He's going to be ready for a fight. He's going to be, you know what?
Too soon.
Let me tell you something.
Too soon.
I'm going to tell you something. It's one of those things. I remember a guy said it back in the day. Bruised, battered, and torn. That's what Seth Rollins is right now. He's bruised, battered, and torn, but he's a guy that's willing to go out there and fight. And I like Seth Rollins right now because he's fighting against the establishment. That's the Seth Rollins that we haven't seen here,
I'll
guys.
tell you what, Book, Seth may be ready, but is Mick Foley ready tonight? That's the question we're asking after the Raw GM walked into a hornet's nest last week in the form of Stephanie McMahon.
At thought our pay-per-view, our first ever Raw exclusive pay-per-view, went great.
You weren't a little embarrassed by this
So excuse me, Mick, except the one thing that wasn't great was what happened in the main event. And what you just said, a referee went down. You were embarrassed?
Yeah.
You know what? You should have been, because whose job is it to protect the integrity of the main event? Whose job? Is it my job as the commissioner of Raw? Whose job is it, Mick? Tell me. Whose job is it? It's your job. You're the general manager. Be the man I hired. And don't ever forget who you work for.
Yeah, that's the stuff I like to
You
see.
talk about seeing somebody get put in their place. Mick Foley, you need to introduce your mind to your mouth. Don't ever go up to somebody like Stephanie McMahon, as powerful a businesswoman as she is, and try to shoot your mouth off like that. You're an idiot. And she put him right in his place, right where he belonged. And you know what? I think that he may be not too long in the position that he's in if he keeps doing that.
Come on.
Man, it lasted longer, so it was like from July till now that I was like, how long is Steph going to be able to just hold it together and play? It's longer than I thought, though.
Well, listen,
that's the stuff I know.
by the way
I like
Stephanie reacted, are we still to believe that she had no idea of what Triple H had in mind when he made Kevin Owens the new prodigal son book?
Yeah, I think you got to wonder. I mean, you know, Stephanie right there, I appreciate Stephanie right there for what she said, because she's kind of like having to, you know, play a balancing act. You got to keep Seth Rollins happy. I mean, Seth Rollins, guys, #1 draft pick for Raw. That brand right there, that's what it's all about. Raw against SmackDown. You got to go out there and keep Seth Rollins happy. And on the other hand, we don't know if, you know, Stephanie McMahon and Triple H are in bed together.
Pretty sure we know the answer to that.
That's the two you need to keep happy. You better be careful. You're going to sound like Mick Foley talking against Stephanie McMahon out here, Scott.
Listen, from the Universal title, let's move on to the tag team titles. An achievement that seems to be eluding one of Raw's most dangerous duos. Just a few moments ago, our colleague Tom Phillips caught up with the one and only Doctors Luke Gallows and Carl Anderson.
Gentlemen, last week you had 2 opportunities at the Raw Tag Team Championships, and this week have nothing to show for it. What is your response to the speculation that the 2 of you have to go to the back of the line in the tag?
Back of the line? Back of the line? Take a look at Kofi's face after the match, or how about the 9 stitches they put in his head to close it up? And you tell me who won, who lost, and who needs to be at the back of the line.
The New Day have ruined the tag team division. It's no coincidence that since they've been on top, the tag team division on Raw looks like a freaking clown car packed with sideshow freaks.
And we're the guys who are gonna push that clown car right off a cliff.
And we're the guys who are putting an end to all the fun and games.
Oof, Tom, you better not let them see your Fiat, or they might be pushing you right off that.
Is he driving a Fiat?
I mean, it's like a clown car is a clown car.
Well, let me just tell you something. New Day once said that if Gallows and Anderson put their heads together, they'd look like a big butt. Well, I'm going to tell you something. They're tired of being the butt of your jokes, and they're going to be deadly serious from now on. I can tell it just from listening to that.
Ladies and gentlemen, so much more to do here on this fine program as we break down the latest on the United States title picture, plus a new powerful duo in that tag team division.
Let's just keep it light. You know we love trivia on the show. We do not want to disappoint you. All right, ready? So Cesaro's first ever loss in the WWE was in a tag team match with Booker T. I didn't mean to give it away. I didn't mean to give it away. Who was his partner? We will let you know on the other side when we come back on the Raw Pre Show.
Finally, you're the answer. Finally.
Clearly, it was Booker T. Cesaro's first ever loss in the WWE was in a tag team match. So who was his partner in that match?
Survey says.
Just told you it was.
How could you forget that intergender classic battle when Cesaro teamed up with the beautiful Oksana
They were
to
beaten
face
by
the great Khali and Layla? You guys remember that?
Yeah, but you know what?
right?
That's not a bad way to take
That's
the walk
right.
of
I
shame after a loss, carrying a beautiful diva out. In
You know about that
Yeah.
walk, yeah?
Well, yes.
Book, just
Wait a
once. I need the answer to be you, Book.
One
Just
of these
once.
days. One of these days.
All right, listen, Cesaro and Sheamus had an epic best-of-7 match showdown over the last several weeks, only to end in that controversial fashion, a Clash of Champions. So bottom line was, we didn't get a winner. Last week on Raw, General Manager Mick Foley found a solution that really, I don't think anybody saw coming, right?
Harebrained
Ken?
idea.
Watch
Harebrained
this.
idea.